everyone, it's Linnea from LDRS Creative, and we're looking at the Floral Foliage Slimline Dies from HSN. This die set contains 18 dies, there are 16 accessory pieces, and then there are 2 pieces that are going to layer together to create a really pretty frame. This outer die cuts a panel that is 3 1/4 by 8 1/4 inches long, and it has those little X's that are going to press into the cardstock to create a really pretty detail. And then this floral inset frame is going to go right in there, and so you're going to be able to create a frame that has these little foliage pieces peeking into the inside of your frame. Don't forget about these 16 extra die pieces that you can use to create layered flowers. There's a little dragonfly, a butterfly, extra greenery pieces, and we're going to be using some of those on the card today. To start with, I like to use these 2 dies together. The easiest way that I have found to layer them together is to make sure that they are blade side down onto just your desk or whatever you're using to craft on. So I've laid them blade side down. I'm lining them up so that that inner foliage die has a nice even border around the inside of that outer frame. And I am going to be taping these in place using some temporary masking tape. Then I'll grab my piece of cardstock that I want to cut. I'm cutting a piece of green cardstock, and my cardstock is cut to slightly larger than my dies, so it's cut to about 8 1/2 by 3 1/2 inches. I'll add these dies on top of my piece of cardstock and run that right through my die cutting machine. Once this panel is cut, you're going to see this gorgeous floral frame. I love how there are little X's pressed into the outside of that frame and then those little foliage pieces peeking in. This floral foliage slimline frame would look really pretty on any color cardstock or pattern paper background, so I decided to grab some pattern paper from my LDRS Creative stash. This piece is from the lovely watercolor 4x9 paper pack, and I've left it in its original 4x9 size. Now remember, this floral foliage slimline die cuts a piece that's 3 1/4 by 8 1/4. So I am going to have some overhang. And you can either leave that and it'll be a nice frame, or you can do what I'm doing and you can trim off the excess. You can also cut your cardstock beforehand, but I find that this is almost easier just because I wanted to make sure that I was perfectly lining up that watercolor area in the background. Now I have added this onto a slimline card base, and my card base is 3 1/2 by 8 1/2 inches long, so it's slightly larger than that floral foliage slimline frame. Now remember, in the beginning I showed you all those extra dies that you can use to create extra bits and pieces for your card. My sentiment is from the lovely watercolor ephemera pieces, but I'm going to accent this with a whole bunch of these die cut flowers. I cut my flower pieces from 2 shades of pink cardstock. I have a light and a dark. I have some extra greenery and leaf pieces from a shade of green cardstock that's slightly lighter than that floral foliage slimline frame. And then I also have a butterfly and a dragonfly, and I cut them from 2 different shades of yellow. One's brighter and one's a bit more mustardy. I'm going to start by adding my sentiment with some foam tape right in the center but near the bottom of my card, and that's because I'm going to be coming in with some lovely watercolor small puffy alpha stickers, and I just want to spell out the word hello on top. I love these stickers because they are multicolored, and I'll just add those right to the top just to add that little hello, and then it'll read hello sweet friend, and then I can add my extra pieces going all around. I've added those pieces together. I've stacked them with a mixture of glue and some dimensional adhesive because I wanted the floral pieces to layer together. I love that you can mix and match these, but I also wanted them to have some dimension. And then I'm just going to frame my sentiment with these floral pieces that I cut from the Floral Foliage Slimline Dies. And this card is finished. I love having that floral foliage frame on my slimline card. It just adds so much extra texture and dimension. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye!